Hey there YouTube, and welcome to Big Mike Beard Wisdom. So today, it's the start of another project. And this project's going to wind up being these tomato plants. So my wife was able to get these 4 tomato plants for free from work. So I think someone had brought it in. And then we're going to be keeping 2 of them, and the other 2 will be given to my parents. And these are beefsteak tomato plants. Now tomatoes are weird. So over the last day, I guess, I've been becoming a temporary expert. So basically research as much as I can. There's 2 different types of tomato plants. You either have definite or indefinite. A definite one grows to a certain size, produces fruit at a certain time, and then dies. An indefinite one can grow and keep growing and then produces fruit along the way, and it also dies essentially with the first frost. With us being up here in Minnesota, it's definitely going to die probably in October. So, but it sounds like in most colder regions of the US, they're more of an annual as opposed to like a plant that's able to grow and grow and grow year after year. Now, to set this up, I'm going to grow them in this 5-gallon bucket, and that one. But whenever you look at like what you're going to grow it in, you want to look for like the recycle symbol and the number inside. So if you look, this has a 5, and this has a 2. And then in my course of doing research, I found, if you quickly Google it, like, you know, recycling numbers and their meaning, on imom.com and RLM Recycling, they've got definitions that complement each other. So between the 2 sites, number 1 is PETE, which is like your soda bottles, water bottles, cooking oil bottles, and that's just the bottles. 2 is HDPE, so that's your milk, detergent, and shampoo bottles. 3 is V-poly, which is often used in pipes. 4 is LDPE, that's your grocery bags, sandwich bags, and other like food wrappings. 5 is PP. That's mature. Plastic caps on soda bottles and Tupperware. And then there's 6 and 7's like a generic one, but I didn't feel like writing them all down because I only have 2 and 5 in front of me. So anyways, the safest for reuse were 2, 4, and 5. And since I'm not microwaving these, we don't really have to worry about any kind of weird chemicals getting released with them. Then, with this being a 5-gallon bucket, I quickly tried to figure out 1 gallon is equal to 0.133 cubic feet. And then, so the 5-gallon bucket should be 0.66 cubic feet. So basically 2/3 of a cubic foot. And supposedly that should be a pretty good one for most vegetable types. I don't know if a beefsteak tomato is going to like it, but what I'm planning on doing is filling this up pretty high, so it should give it a lot of root space to go down, and then setting it in here. So with it in there, I'm planning on drilling some holes in the bottom of this. That way the excess water can drain, and depending on how it sits in the bottom, I may even wind up cutting a couple ridges in this. That way it's got good drainage. So, because if this winds up sealing to the bottom of that and then wind up not allowing drainage, that might be not desirable. So, but I figure the handle's not going to be much good once it's got a big giant plant sticking out of it. And then I'll have to get some type of rigging to help it grow up. And then I'll just be drilling the holes with a standard hand drill. And then I've got a speed bore bit. And this is a 3/8 size. A lot of the stuff I found online recommended like a 1/4 inch. And then other people were going up to a 1/2 inch. So kind of wanting to stay on the smaller side, but I'll probably drill a bunch of holes in one and, you know, a good amount of holes in the other. Then I picked up some topsoil and some Miracle-Gro potting mix. So with 2 of these buckets, I'm pretty sure this one being 0.5 cubic feet and this one being 1 cubic foot, I'll have some left over. And what I'll wind up doing is setting the potting mix probably along the bottom and along the edges of this, and then using the topsoil to immediately support the plants. So that potting mix is supposed to be really good at draining, and the topsoil, I'm using it as a buffer between the potting mix and this, just to make sure in case the potting mix is like really rich in nutrients, that way we don't get any kind of burning. But it's one of those things where it's Miracle-Gro, and I've always had good luck with Miracle-Gro, so I don't know if it actually burned. But I'm also thinking about mixing in some of this tomato tone into the Miracle-Gro potting mix. That way, as the plant starts to grow out, the roots will reach in and start to hit richer areas and hopefully promote, wow, that came out horrible, hopefully promote better root growth. I don't know if that actually works or not, but it sounds good in my head. And then this stuff has a bunch of directions and it's pretty fragrant. So I think this is made from mostly somewhere. Does it say it on it? I don't know if it does. But I think I was reading online that basically this is made mostly from like poultry stuff, and it does kind of smell like a turkey farm a little bit when you start to think about it. So yep, so feather meal, poultry manure, bone meal, alfalfa, and then this is supposed to be really good, so different people online recommend it. So it's probably going to be the only fertilizer that I use, just to keep things simple. Like a lot of my videos are going to wind up being, I'm going to do as much research as I can, and then it's basically going to be a record of what I did. So there was a shirt when I was overseas that was pretty funny, and it basically said all the information on a card where if you were with the military and you got lost or separated and you went into a village, you give them the card, and basically it said in a bunch of different languages that like you were a US soldier, giving you like food and water, or like transportation to a friendly area or something like that would be appreciated. And I don't remember if it said it was rewarded or not, but on the card it has it in a whole bunch of different languages. Well, the funny thing with the shirt was that it basically had the card, and at the very bottom it said, "Don't follow me, I'm lost too." So this will be me blazing a path through this, seeing how it goes. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll check you next time. Hey there, YouTube, and welcome back to the presentation trash can. So welcome back to Big